Hey guys, it's Louis here from ndxtesting.com, and in today's video we're going to discuss the 5 basic ways to deal with anxiety. Now, I'm not going to discuss something that I read or researched. I'm going to discuss exactly what I did when I was going through the peak of my anxiety. Now, there was a time when I did suffer from anxiety. I mean, I don't suffer from anxiety anymore. I'm 100% anxiety free. My heart rate is good. I mean, I'm in a good situation now, but there was a time that I was in a really bad situation. I didn't know what was going on with my body. And obviously, I've never been a person that suffered from anxiety, suffered from depression, and it just came out of nowhere. Now, before I found out actually the root cause of my anxiety, I was able to self-diagnose myself and find out exactly what was going on. Now, in my situation, it wasn't a mental condition affecting my body. It was a physical condition. It was a medical condition that was affecting my body, and in turn, it was affecting my mind. And when I would go to the doctors, they will dismiss it. They will say that I have a genetic disposition. I went to the hospital one time because I suffered a panic attack. And they thought that I needed a psychiatrist, that it was mental, and I was trying to explain to them that it's not mental, there's something that was going on. But anyway, so getting back to the 5 basic ways. So one of the things that I remember one time, we were going out with the family, and all of a sudden I was feeling a little bit anxious, and I just didn't know if I could be around people or with people. So before we left the house, I just told my wife, listen, you know what, I'm just going to go out for a little bit. And I went to play some tennis against the wall because I was going to play by myself. But I was so upset that I was going through this, that I was hitting that ball with everything that I had. So I played for about 45 minutes. I worked up a nice sweat. And all of a sudden, I forgot about my anxiety. I went home. I took a shower. I drank some, I remember, chamomile tea, and I automatically felt better. Now, chamomile tea is also good for anxiety, and I think that the combination of both made me feel 100% better. I was able to get into the car, drive my family to wherever they needed to go, and we had an amazing day. So I was able to bring down my anxiety levels. So exercise is something that we could do. So when we exercise on a constant basis and we're active, then we can definitely minimize the level of anxiety. So exercising, you can pick an activity, whatever it is that you want to do. I mean, with me, it's tennis. I love tennis. So I'll go to the tennis court. So if I have to play by myself, then I would play against the wall, work up a nice sweat. But that's the key, working a nice sweat, because that adrenaline, okay, when we feel anxiety and we have a rapid heart rate, that means that we have extra adrenaline in our bodies that's running through our bodies. That cortisol hormone is just really affecting our bodies. So exercising is something key that we have to do. And sometimes we might get a little bit depressed, but we need to be strong. And even if you go to the cdc.gov /coronavirus, you're going to see that one of the main things that we can do is to exercise, because when we exercise, we can build up, strengthen our immune system, strengthen our mental capacity and the way we feel, and it helps with anxiety. So exercise is something key that we're going to have to do until you're able to find the root cause. Now, fortunate for me, I really believed that I had a root cause. I was not believing the doctors. I went to like 3-4 different doctors, and they all said the same thing. Genetic disposition. If it doesn't go away, we're going to treat it. I mean, I don't want you to treat nothing. I just want to find out what's the root cause. So like, why am I feeling this way? I never felt this way before. I mean, so the anxiety started attacking me when I was 47 years old. Before that, I never felt anything. I was 100%. So why all of a sudden I'm feeling anxious? Why all of a sudden I have a rapid heart rate? Why all of a sudden do I have high blood pressure when I never had these things before? Now, obviously they did all sorts of blood work, all kinds of tests, and everything came back negative. I mean, that's why they figured that it was mental, but it wasn't mental. It was a physical condition. So something else that we could do. I remember one time I went to work and I was feeling very, very anxious. I went to work. and I see patients for a living. I saw my schedule, and I didn't have a patient until like 10:30. I got there like around 9 o'clock. So I went to eat breakfast. And when I was eating breakfast, I didn't have any appetite whatsoever. I didn't want to eat, but I had to eat. I mean, already I lost like 11 to 12 pounds. I was losing weight and I didn't know what the heck I was going on. I mean, at one time I thought that I had a serious disease and I'm going to keep on losing weight. I mean, it was really, really affecting me. I just knew there had to be something that was causing this type of anxiety. So before going back to work, obviously I couldn't exercise. So I'm like, I put my AirPods on and I just walked. And I walked for about 45 minutes to an hour. And then I went back in to work. But before I went back in, I went to Starbucks and I bought me a green tea. Decaffeinated, not caffeinated. When you have anxiety, you want to stay away from caffeinated. So green tea is really good for anxiety. It's really good to build your immune system, especially now in COVID times. Green tea is really good. I mean, I just had a green tea today. I don't have green tea every day, but I have green tea at least twice a week. At a consistent basis, green tea is really good for you. It's good for your mind. It's good for your mental stability. It's good for your memory. It's good to have more physical energy. It's good to lose weight. I mean, just do your research. Green tea is good for a lot of different things. And it's also good for anxiety, so I definitely recommend it. But anyway, so I walked for about 45 minutes to an hour, and that automatically helped me. I didn't work up a sweat, but sometimes you don't have to work up a sweat. You have to just exercise a little bit, walk for 45 minutes to an hour. If you walk for 30 minutes, it's not going to work. If you walk over 30 minutes, once you feel that good body heat, that, I don't know what you call it, that dry sweat, it's going to help you a lot. And then I drank that green tea. When I went back to work, I forgot about what I was going through. I felt relief, because when you walk for 45 minutes or you exercise for 45 minutes to an hour, the body just feels relief. It's like that adrenaline that you feel is just, I don't know, it just escapes from your pores. It just goes away from your body. Another thing that I used to do, I remember one time I was home in the evening and I just felt anxious, and I mean, it was cold. I mean, I couldn't go out. I really couldn't exercise. I mean, in between, of course, I would do some stretches. I'm always being active, so I'll do my stretches. I'll do whatever I needed to do. Put some music on. I put a combination of rock and roll, the 50s music, the blues, some salsa. And I remember back in the days when I was much younger, I used to take salsa on 2 lessons. So I used to dance a lot. So I put some salsa on and I just started dancing. And I danced for about 45 minutes until I sweat. And I was sweating. And guess what? Again, the anxiety disappeared. It went away. I took a shower. And just to relax, I drank some chamomile tea. I sat on the sofa, relaxed, and I watched a movie. I forgot about the anxiety. So exercising, a physical activity like tennis, or you could play basketball, whatever it is that you want to do. Walking for 45 minutes to an hour and dancing are 3 things that are going to help you with your anxiety. And even if you don't have anxiety, those 3 things you should do anyway, because you want to keep yourself healthy. A 4th thing that I used to do, so I'm always doing a lot of different things and I'm always learning. I had to do something. I had to kind of redesign my website. And I had an old website that I designed in 2007 using this program called PageMaker. But that was a long time ago. So now all of a sudden, I know I had to do it, but I'm not a web developer. So I'm not a web designer. I don't design pages for anyone else, but when it comes to me, I design my own website. Only because I don't like to, I'm a little picky when it comes to design. I don't like to tell people, oh, change this, change that. So I just do it on my own. So I could do it for myself. And if you go to my website, it's pretty good. It's ndxtesting.com. And it's a medical website where I have medical information. But anyway, one of the most important things that we can do as we get older is we can't stop learning. Okay, so when we learn, our brains are more active. We're able to build or at least obtain more motor neurons. And every time we learn something, we build more links The more links that we have, then the smarter that we become. So learning is really, really important. So a person that's always learning, a person that's always more active mentally, you're going to be able to deal with the problems that you have a lot better than as opposed to your brain is just wandering along, where if you let this anxiety just kind of beat you. And I remember at times I would start a project and I was feeling a little anxious, but I would get involved so much in my project and so much on trying to figure things out so I can finish the site. Because at first I didn't know what I was doing. And then once I figured things out, it was like a light bulb, and it just made me feel better. And I would drink my tea, and every now and then I'll take a break and I'll stretch a little bit. But you can't let this anxiety beat you. You can't just sit there and not do nothing. You have to be physically active and you have to be mentally active. So I definitely recommend for you to just learn a new concept, work on your personal development, work on your brain, work on your mind, and you're going to see that you're going to be able to deal with your anxiety a lot better. At least that's what I did. I mean, there's a lot of things that you could do. There's a lot of things that we can do. There's a lot of things that I did. Also, I remember doing acupuncture. I remember, sometimes taking different vitamins, B complex, vitamin D3, magnesium. But the truth of the matter is that it is a way if an internal medicine doctor makes sense. Those vitamins, they do work, but they take time. And when you're feeling anxious, you don't have that much time. You just want to feel better. And sometimes those medications, when you take them, they make you feel better sometimes instantly, but it's not the solution. Just picture that you have a hole in your roof, and every time it rains, your carpet gets wet. Now, if you change the carpet every time, then you're going to solve the problem. But every time it rains, then the carpet's going to get wet. So the main thing is to be able to fix the roof, find that leak, and then fix it. That's exactly what happens with your body, and that's exactly how I was thinking with my body. I have to find out the root cause of why I'm feeling this way, because it's not normal to have high blood pressure, and it's not normal to have a rapid heart rate. And it's not normal to feel this way. So what the heck is causing? Why am I feeling this way? So I was able to find out. It took me about 2 years to find out. Thank to God, I found out the root cause. So another thing that I did that you could do when it comes to anxiety is you have to learn how to sleep. And you got to sleep early. You can't sleep late, especially when you're anxious, because getting a good night's sleep, it's going to make you 100%. It's going to make you feel 100% better. Going to sleep at least by 11:30, definitely before 12:30, because you want to catch REM sleep. Now, REM sleep is when you're in deep sleep and you dream deep, and REM sleep usually kicks in between 10 and 12. Between 10 and 2. Now, if you go to sleep at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, you might not get the best sleep. So you have to be able to sleep at least, I recommend at 11:30 to get a good night's sleep, deep sleep. Now, another thing you need to do is when you sleep, don't sleep on your back, because if you sleep on your back, you're going to have the tendency of opening your mouth. And you can't breathe through your mouth when you sleep. You need to breathe through your nose. In fact, mouth breathing causes anxiety. So you want to be able to breathe only through your nose. So sleep on the side, sleep at least with 2 pillows, a little bit elevated, so you can get a good night's sleep. So sleeping correctly definitely helped me a lot. Those 5 components. I want to show you guys here. I have this little device. I don't know if you can see that here. It says 70 something here. So 97% is my oxygen level, and 70, my heart rate is 71, 72. Now, I'm going to do a product review on this thing. This is this ring. You put it on your finger, and when you see people that suffer from anxiety, should be checking their oxygen levels constantly, and they should be checking your the heart rate. And I didn't have this. One of the vendors that I work with, they sent me this oxygen monitor, I'm going to do a product review first. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. I'm going to show you guys how this works, but this is key. This thing gives you key information when you sleep. It tells you your oxygen levels when you sleep. So if you have low oxygen levels when you sleep, that's not a good thing. Let's just say you're mouth breathing or you're snoring a lot. It can lower your oxygen levels and it can increase your heart rate. So getting a good night's sleep, this thing gives you a lot of information. But listen, at one time, if I had this thing, my heart rate would have been 90, I don't know, 100, and when you put it on, it's a little high, but then all of a sudden now it's going down 82, and now 79, 78. Back to 80. But this thing is good. I like this a lot. I put this on sometimes when I go to sleep just to kind of test, make sure I get a good night's sleep, and it works a lot. But anyway, guys, those are the 5 basic ways that I did to handle my anxiety. Like I said before, I don't suffer from anxiety anymore. I'm 100% free, and I was able to find the root cause. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. We're gonna this channel, we concentrate on giving you medical care solutions and diagnostic digital information so you could be healthy. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.